This is my Arduino controlled talking skull. I did this build following a tutorial that I found on Instructables. And it altogether a pretty cheap build. The skull that I found was like 10 bucks. I got a bag of bones that included this nice backbone thing for like another 10 bucks. And you can see I've kind of taken it apart. I had some, arm bones and hands sticking out of here on this. That's just taped onto this PVC pipe. The body that I use is just like a tall refrigerator box, a tall box that came with like a bed that I bought. I think for next year I'll build out a little more structure for it rather than just kind of like sticking the arms in the holes. But I wanted to show how it works. So I got some LEDs in the eyes. The servo on the side is wired to the jaw. You can see the little extra screw hole. I had to move the jaw a little bit because it wasn't quite getting open enough. If you look inside, you can see we've got all the other parts wired together. So that connects the LEDs, the servo, and the motion sensor back down to the Arduino. I just had this little like three wire line around. If I had followed the tutorial carefully, I probably would have used an Ethernet cable, because I ended up with needing about 6 wires to get down to the Arduino. And for this, I just opened up a hole on the backbone here and stuck some PVC pipe into it, and then drilled it in the back of the head to connect them. I'm using an Arduino Uno and the Adafruit Wave Shield, the Wave Shield kit that I had to put together, and another standard PIR sensor. And then I have it on a 9-volt battery, which burned out after like about 2 hours of this thing on. Maybe next year I'll have a better power source. And I'm using just a little Bose speaker so that I wouldn't have to have it plugged in when it was in front of the house. So I'm going to turn it on and you can see what it does.
You guys are scary.
So the eyes light up, it yells and makes some noise, moves around the mouth, and I really scared some very little children with this thing sitting on my porch, and then as soon as they came up to the door, that totally freaked them out. I've got a couple of different sounds that it cycles through.
Hey, when does a skeleton laugh? When something tickles his funny bone.
Yeah, so I think that one was about to repeat. The code has it doing it at random. I think for the future I would change it so that it just goes in order, and that way nobody standing at my door hears the same sounds over and over again. Some improvements for next year, I think I would put it on a better body. I want to find out kind of a slightly longer lasting power source, because it died after about 2 hours with a brand new 9-volt battery. And this guy, you can see I soldered these directly together because I didn't happen to have one of those three pin cables, but I'm probably gonna get one of those. That way I can use the PIR for some other projects during the course of the year. And same thing with the Wave Shield. The Wave Shield is really cool, but I had to connect it directly just because I was running out of time. I didn't have enough time to go out and redo any of the wire. Actually, because I should have really put the header pins on top instead of doing these kinds of pins, and then I could just plug in and have it be modular for other stuff. So I'll probably do that sometime between now and next year. Cool, I hope you guys like this project. It's totally doable. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention is that this is a digital servo. The code that was already in the project on Instructables was an analog servo, so somehow it works. I don't really understand why it works, but it should, it does this weird thing where the mouth opens up all the way first and then kind of moves around. I would like to have a bit more control over it. So anyway, those are some things I would improve for next year. This was a totally doable project, even though it sucked up a bunch of time, but it was a really awesome learning experience. Okay?